Hello, my name is Shuttle and welcome back for another episode of Hearth-33 in Black Eyes as PRC. So, in previous episode, we managed to, well, we caught Kyoto and we cleared out a decent bit of the northwestern pocket already in here. We did also manage to take a little bit of ground, well, mostly Kumagaya really. We are attacking into Yokohama though, so we'll be able to hopefully take that. We've got quite a bit of ground attack happening in Kiryu, so I think it might be time to do, well, actually, we're not quite ready to do another attack there yet. Well, that's alright. But we attacked on Osaka for a little while, but now we're letting them try to break out, and thus... Oh, hangar bay maintenance, there we go, that's good. Heavy tank destroyer advance, that's also very nice. And we don't have enough production now. Huh. Alright then. It's not usually the worst thing to happen, to be fair, but it is what it is. I suppose what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting some more infantry. Just plain old infantry. So infantry regiment, we'll probably actually make these with the rocket artillery. Because... well, he's got 22 soft attack. I think this be the medium artillery might be more effective, although rocket artillery uses less fuel. Supplies are less of an issue, quite frankly, than the fuel is. The medium artillery, actually, we're going to go with the medium artillery still. We'll probably put in the heavy AT, just in case. We'll probably put in the mix support. It does increase the fuel consumption a tiny bit, but it's not too bad. It does give them a decent bit of, or some air attack at least, so that's good. And then we'll probably want to put in... Actually, for these, we're just going to put in the horse transport to reduce the fuel usage. Division HQ, of course, is needed. And then I suppose the engineers. That's always a solid option. Build them as a reserve. And then we'll build probably 10 of these. It's a decent bit of manpower, admittedly, but I figured that we might need a bit more troops, even in case... Oh, there we go. That's 12,000 casualty for the Japanese there. They're still attacking into many directions. They've still got a lot of troops in there. I'm going to go ahead and start attacking with some of these mercenaries and mechanized units and all that already. So let's just send these in. That's already a good 150,000 men. There's already a full front line. They got 119 units total, so they have lost a few. Now they stopped the attack into Druga, so we'll go ahead and... send at least a couple of these to open up the front line a bit further. I've got 24 divisions total in the combat. Or rather, 24 with on the combat. Another victory at Nara, so these could join in, and then I suppose it's time for these to join in as well. So let's see how much more we can deal damage this time around. They got 117 total anymore. They got several units that are pretty low on strength. And of course, since we got such a massive amount of mechanized troops and all that, they don't really have the piercing to do... Well, they might have the piercing, actually. But they are quite soft units still, whereas they don't really have the hard attack really to do the damage that they need to. Right, how's the Battle of Yokohama? We've got one of the divisions in Toyota that should probably pull back. Maybe push one of these in. And then that one could maybe draw it in there. It's not really ready for combat, mind you, but I'm sure that we can still utilize it. Hey, heavy armor designs to level 5. So we can research the super heavy armor. Okay, W destroyed? Alright then. There's actually... Oh, right, this was one of the units for the division HQs. Speaking of which, where do we have the... Right, we've got the transports in here, so we'll start queuing them up over there. We can transport them into Japan. And then we get some more submarines. I suppose we already got quite a few submarines in Busan, but I'm just going to... Since these are relatively fresh, I'm just going to put these into Fuzhou. And then let's see. So they don't have the stacking penalty with 4 of these. How much do they have whole, actually? 4.6. So yeah, with 4 of them, it goes about 18 point something. Which is, well, it's a decent bit below the 22. So I think the 4 submarine is kind of the, sort of the ideal number. Wait, why are we still doing the naval strikes in here? There's no naval striking to do there. We can save a bit of the fuel, actually, on that. There we go. So that's, hopefully we'll start reducing the enemy numbers in here. If we have a look at the troops, most of the units that are in here are just conscripts and garrisons. There's a few other units, but most of those units are also pretty low on strength, so I'm pretty sure that we can eventually just wreck them in here. Plus, I suppose they will eventually run out of supplies. Maybe not very quickly, but they will. Oh, and we've got some of the troops attacking from here to the north. They're not doing all that strong. At least the enemy counterattack against us is not going all that strong either in Toyama, so we should be able to hold on to that one. And little by little, the enemy units are getting pushed back. How's the manpower situation there? They've got 40,000. We got 120,000. So it's about a 3-to-1. Hey, we got some oil rigs built in Mukden. Well, there we are. Oh, and we got a bit more production available. Oh, was that more submarines? Oh, yeah, it was. Okay. You know what? I'm going to make a 6 submarine fleet in there. It's a little bit stacking penalty, but it does have a bit more firepower then. So I suppose what I could do is I'm going to go ahead and get some more frigates. Like another 5 of those. Also get a few destroyers. Build up the fleet in case we need to fight the allies. I mean, we may have to. It looks like they are definitely losing some units in here. Some of them are losing heavy organization, or taking heavy organization losses, and then some of them are probably losing a lot of strength as well. So sooner or later, they are down to 117, but they haven't actually lost in this round of combat yet anything, but they will. And of course, to the north, they still got the 20 width, so they haven't lost anything there. There's only 1 unit in Yokohama currently, so we might be able to get that soon enough. Oh, no, they got another one in there, but that's also very low strength. So it shouldn't take too long before we clear these. Oh, there we go. 12,000 casualty for us, but 11,000 for them. So not that bad. Oh, and Hitachi. There we go. So that's the combat going. There's a few more of these infantry units that are going to be for the headquarters. So we're just going to go ahead and drop all of these in here. There's probably one more available or arriving at some point, isn't there? Yeah. In 2 days. So we'll just wait for that one before we transport these over. Then we've got a bit more infantry underway. That's just basic infantry, to be fair. Oh, another thing that we're probably going to need is a lot more garrisons. Let's take an empty template from here. Let's just get some garrisons. We'll put in the artillery and the anti-air. It's a fairly cheap, and, you know, they can still hold back the enemy for a while. If need be. We'll build that. How much are we getting manpower per month, by chance? 163. At this point, I'm actually thinking that maybe I should go for extended conscription. Because that's going to then mean, while a bit less industry, yes, it does mean a lot more manpower. And is that going to... 192, okay, there we go. That's a pretty decent increase there. And I suppose we've still got quite a bit of production available. I'm going to go ahead and get some more... Probably just interceptors, really. Another 8 squadrons. Wait, we still got production available, okay. Let's go ahead and make another naval bomber group then. So we'll get the flying boat squadron... And then we'll get 3 squadrons of naval bombers. So that should be pretty good. Also, what do we have at the heavy armor design now? IS-2 model 1944. Okay. It's got pretty good piercing, 50 armor. I don't think it's necessarily the highest armor, but it is definitely high armor. The highest is probably heavy tank destroyer at 70. So with the heavy assault gun. Speaking of which, didn't we get the heavy tank destroyer? It is level 2 now. Okay, well... At some point we might get some more of those, but right now I think it's just a bit more boots on the ground might be helpful. Although, frankly, what I should probably do, start taking my troops down to Ukraine again. I think the Soviets will deal with the rest of it, all the like Finns and all that over time. They got a lot of troops there already. But what we need to do is we need to get into Romania and get Romania as a puppet for the Soviets, I think. And then Hungary, Bulgaria. Then clear out Greece. Speaking of which, there might be some possibilities of doing landings there. Of course, we are fighting a war against Italy. Did I put in a war? No, I don't have a war goal there. Who do I have war goals against? Acquire territory in Portugal. And then we got some war goals on Japan. So they shouldn't hold on for all that long anymore. Oh, they have lost a unit already in here. Down to 116. I'm sure that they will be losing a few more soon enough. But I'm pretty sure that will... Oh, there we go. Another victory at Yokohama. But hopefully we'll get there quickly enough. Before there's any more problems. And then it might be soon time to start doing attacks into Kiryu. I think we'll actually start doing that already. We can also go ahead and take some of these units. So that's going to be 4 directions that we attack from. We've got the close air support, all the light bombers, I think, and close air support all already flying there. Another victory at Yokohama. So in Korea they got 50,000 men, or 53,000 men roughly speaking. A lot of it is fairly low strength comparatively, so that's pretty easy for us to hold. Hitachi was another victory. So Yama was a victory, barely, but we did win that. Admittedly, even if we had lost that battle, they wouldn't have been able to take anything from there. We can send in this one into the combat to give it the envelopment penalty for the enemies, and thus make the battle a little bit easier. They have lost some troops from here already. At least one of the Marines is retreating north. Oh, Yokohama was another victory. Alright, then we should hopefully get some troops there soon. And then we've got a lot of combat going in here. Oh, yeah. They had another unit in there, and there's another one. Of course, those are all retreating pretty quickly. And how's the battle in Osaka? They still got 116 total. There's a lot more organization loss that has taken place on several of these conscripts. So sooner or later, a decent chunk of these will be destroyed permanently. Of course, oh, actually, I wonder. How's the Japanese unity now? Is it? Yeah, it's still 100%. So that's easier said than done to clear that one. Ah, there's the last one of the Division HQ. We could call it the defense detachments, I suppose, but it's a bit stronger than that, admittedly. I was going to go ahead and transport these in here. There's at least the first motorized corps that I should probably get. One of the mercenary corps should probably get another one. What about the 19th corps? I mean, that probably could get one. This is one of the older ones, so maybe older headquarters, I suppose. Although the commander in there isn't that old. But this is one of the original ones that we started with, actually. Which is winning the battles in Yokohama one after the other. Oh, right, so the Allies are down to now 10 war goals, or victory conditions. So they have actually lost a bit of it. Funnily enough, but yeah, there's still a lot of work to do, so we may need to indeed fight them. But we shall see. Oh, there's a lot of units in here. Are they probably... There's a lot of shatter units in here in Tokyo. Ah, there we go. Small warship surface radar advance. How's the battle in Kiryu? They're pretty big in strength. Oh, well, there we go. We're starting to get some of the garrisons. So I suppose what we can do is just start gathering up another garrison corps over here. Doesn't need to have a leader for the corps itself. But yeah, we've got some garrisons there already. We probably need a lot more to guard all of Japan. Make sure that there's not a lot of rebellions or anything. But it looks like the Tokyo situation is pretty decent. They are... Oh, they're down to 114 now. But they lost at least one more. Actually, no, two more, I think. Recently on Osaka. And we haven't taken too much casualties in this combat. A bit of organization casualties, but that's about it. Meanwhile, in Kanazawa, they only got 2 infantry units defending now. They might have some more reinforcements on their way. Ooh, and we're a little bit... Oh, I suppose we have built a decent bit more troops recently, so that's why the officer ratio isn't looking that great. Of course, there's also a decent bit of combat going once more, so that's probably part of the reason. That reminds me, though, how far are we... Ah, right, we've got some of the reinforcements in here. Right, let's go ahead and get these into Odessa. I'm pretty sure that the Romanians lost a lot of their troops on the front lines here when Germans surrendered. How's the ground attack in Kiryu? Well, there's a lot of work to do. We're slowly wrecking the enemies in there. And of course, in Kanazawa, the defense is faltering fairly nicely, so we should be able to take this port soon enough. Oh, wow, and looks like the units in Osaka are starting to take pretty hefty casualties. Like, actually, they're down to 110 units now total. So it's just a matter of time before more and more of these shattering. I think they... No, well, I suppose the short bombardment does have a bit of an impact. They have taken a lot of strength, or losses in strength-wise there. How much do they still have there? 400,000 versus our 313? Alright then. So we are definitely reduced... Oh, yeah. They are still taking a decent bit of casualties in there. I suspect that they... Well, no, they didn't actually lose any troops now, but they will probably soon enough lose several more units. Unless they run out of organization, which is also costing them units, so it doesn't really matter which way they go, if they shatter or they surrender completely. But we do have another... Oh, another infantry division, actually. Right, for this one, I'm going to go ahead and start pouring down a bit more troops, potentially for the battle towards India. Although, I don't know if that's going to be the area that really needs the troops, but I'm going to do it anyway. We'll need to get a commander for this at some point. We don't need to worry about it quite yet. Also, that reminds me, we've got these troops in here. Which these are actually... Yeah, there's a bit of commanders in there. Right, I was going to go ahead and send one of these into that one. And there was one over there that we wanted to give an HQ to. Actually, I think the mercenary was also in there. Then we need to get one for the... What is the 3rd Corps could get one. And maybe the 14th Corps. Probably should start redeploying rather than moving, but I'm sure that they can still move around, just not very quickly. But those headquarters will then be able to used in frontline combat afterwards. And down to 109 units in Osaka. Of course, 109 units, and it's less than 400,000 men, so that is it kind of tells you a bit of how small units they are or how damaged the units are. It's a bit of both, really. Some of them are damaged and some of them are just small in general. Which Twin Engine Fighter is that? Right, they don't have any headquarters or like cores or anything like that in here. Twin Engine Bomber Bay Advance, so is that? That's probably, yeah, that is in fact ahead of time. 1948 tech, so yeah, that's one less research to do. We are down to 5,000 fuel though, so we are having some issues in that regard. Alpha Kanazawa is still... Well, I suppose we are slowly... Oh, they've gotten some more troops in here. Okay, do we have... yeah, we could send another unit into the combat. These are all busy. Do we have anyone in here? I suppose that could join in. And then one of the units in here should probably retreat already. So we've got a bit of rotation going on at least. The enemy is starting to have a fairly good supply shortage in Kanazawa, not so much in Osaka yet. But I suppose a lot of these units, I mean, they do have 10 factories in here, so they probably have a decent bit of local supply production. And, oh, well, combat in Yokohama is not going all that well. Okay, it is going, just not very quickly, I suppose. Ooh, Kiryu, on the other hand, no, that's not going well at all. I'm going to make sure that these are not attacking. Give them a few moments. Oh, and that's another division. And that to the southern front. I suppose another thing that I should realistically speaking do is... well, actually, I've got the infrastructure already in pretty good shape here. I'm going to go... Oh, and that's already maxed out. I guess I could get some radar stations in here. Well, we've already got the one in Bangkok at level 5. I could maybe go ahead and get some more planes, actually. Let's get another twin engine fighters squadron, and then we'll get some medium bombers. How's the battle in Osaka looking like? They are down to 104. And there's going to be several more units probably shattering soon enough. We'll ask, of course, the percentage of the reserve units that are too low strength, that can't then enter the combat at all, or either too low organization or too low strength, is increasing steadily. There's probably going to be a few more destroyed soon enough. We've still got 2 units defending in Yokohama. We've got 9 units attacking, so we should still have a fairly decent pace of the combat there, I suppose. Oh, and we've got one of these already ready to be combined. So let's just select these, reorganize. And there we are. The Military Corps could now join in the combat, if need be. I guess we could redeploy it in there. But, oh, it's going to be going through... Oh, I suppose that's fine. That is fine. That is going to shorten the distance a little bit further. And there we go. Down to 103. There was another one that is just lost. But the combat is still going surprisingly well. What do we have now? Oh, there's another garrison. Let's go ahead and put that into the 25th Corps. Once that is full core, we can transport those into Japan. Probably the ones that are going to be protecting the area around... Oh, wait. Oh, right. That should be in Beppu, shouldn't it? No, it shouldn't. What I should be doing is go to Yasuhiro. So where's the... Oh, because this one's part of it as well. Yeah, okay. So we need one in Beppu, then Hiroshima, Maizuru. We could maybe put one more into Osaka from that. 1, 2, 3, 4... Oh, right, heavy IC impact, 30 total. Pretty decent, I would say. Oh, and Kanazawa is almost over. There's only 1 unit in there. It's low on organization. There's no more... Oh, there we go. Major victory. We lost 26,000 men. They lost 25,000 men. But we are taking the port now. So it's just a matter of time before they... Well, they're probably a little bit supplies there. No, they're actually low on supplies, which is good. We can probably rest the troops for a little while, and then we'll destroy them in there. Like in 2 weeks or so. Oh yeah, we should probably cancel this attack now. Another major defeat. Another 58,000 casualties. That's not great. Oh, there's... Okay, we're going to have to call off the attack into Yokohama currently. Too many units are rotating in and out of there constantly. They don't really have the strength probably to push us back, mind you. But we just do not have the capabilities of pushing these back yet until we get the heavier stuff from the Osaka front. Which, admittedly, they're down to 100 units now total. So, like, 1 by 1, there's a lot less defenders. And 1 by 1, they'll start falling. Actually, we need to move the ships in here now, don't we? And also, the naval bombers that are doing the convoy raiding, they don't need to fly anymore, so that's going to save us a bit on fuel consumption. So yeah, slowly but surely, the defenders in Osaka will realize how futile their efforts are. Go ahead and reorganize these. That's another full-on division, essentially, in here. I was going to go ahead and redeploy this into there. Is this first army too far away? It might be a little bit far. Probably not too far away, but yeah, it's probably going to cause some issues perhaps in the long run. Right, so how are the Soviets doing? They are definitely pouring further west. They're clearing out the Lithuania and Latvia sector from that one Finnish division. Our troops are slowly reaching, well, they are technically speaking already in Ukraine, I think. But yeah, they've got a bit more work to do. And then we can start sending them into Romania. Help clear out all of that. Is the Romanians... There's no war goals on them. So I'm pretty sure that means that they will eventually then become a Soviet puppet. Sooner or later. Oh, and there's Finns in Poland as well. Okay. I suppose there's not really a lot of Polish divisions in here. At least yet. And if there's like 1 or 2 Finnish troops that were in there, I guess that kind of makes sense. I do actually wonder, how's the... We've got 2.6 million already. Or 2 2/3 of a million men in our army, plus a little bit extra actually after beyond that. So yeah, it's not too bad. Where's that one? That one's... I'm gonna redeploy it over there. We're gonna move so much faster. Same with these two, might as well just redeploy. That's the mechanized infantry. It has arrived. Oh, right, mechanized corps is not part of the combat. Why is it not part of the combat? Probably should be, let's be honest. We can probably pull back one of those mechanized divisions, actually. Just let that be. Have we gotten anything else in here? Well, we could probably send in more of the... Oh, you're waiting for supplies. Okay, we might have a bit of issue then. Oh, and snowfall ends. There we go. How much do we produce fuel? We produce about 150 in our home territory. We're getting a little bit from convoys, mostly from Sakhalin, I presume. And then we're converting another 40. So we're converting almost 200 oil to fuel. And we are getting almost 500 fuel out of it per day. Hey, landing craft to level 7. There we go. That's another infantry division for the Indochina front. Well, rather, I suppose, Siam front, really. To be Burma front, most likely. But yeah, we're not quite ready to start pushing into Tokyo yet. Although the enemy is... I suppose they did lose another few factories over here, so they don't really have much of an industry to spare. Do we have any more spy information on them? No, we do not. We do still have some spies sent... Well, actually, I'm going to stop sending spies to Germany currently. How much do we get espionage? Well, let's actually have a look. 0.07 per day. Okay, it's not a lot. But we need to do so much research still that kind of makes sense. They've got still 93 units in the combat total. Of course, some of them will not be able to enter the combat at any point, and several others are probably disappearing in the not too distant future. Oh, it's us that are having the supply issues, aren't we? Yeah, I think that is the case. Is there... no, the infrastructure levels are pretty decent still. But that's not the problem. The defenders in Kiryu are in fairly bad shape, so are the ones in Yokohama, to be fair. But we're not quite ready to push back again. We've lost so much organization recently that we need a bit of rest for the troops. But of course, now the troops in Kanazawa... I think it's probably time to go and clear out the peninsula there. Majima. Yeah, there's a lot of headquarters in there. A couple other units. I suppose we've got the bombers from here, right? Yeah, so we're going to switch to your target. To clear the enemies in Majima. And then from there, we should be able to probably break the enemy. Okay, we could actually send in a couple more units. We'll take another 2. Join there, so that's going to get us a 17 combat width. They do have the higher combat width than we do, but, of course, they have a lot of headquarters and such in here, which aren't that effective compared to their combat width. Hey, small warship air search radar advance. There we go. Now, have we gotten... Oh! Right, we control Karelia. I don't think we actually control all of it, but I suppose we control... Control speed, I don't know. Well, we control something in there. And thus we have a Karelia now. So we got 3 out of 15. Now we need to get 12 out of 15 total. So it's a bit easier said than done. And our troops are, well, they're slowly arriving into Kuriri. And then from there we should be able to start pushing into Romania. I mean, the Soviets are probably doing that already, to be fair. So I don't know how much of an impact I need to put in there. What I could even do is get my troops on the Turkish border in here in case we need it. Or start pulling them back to potentially all the way to Afghanistan border. Or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. But we've got time to think. Armor Poly Train Advance, very good. That's probably not ahead of time, is it? No, we might even want to go ahead and push that to the top of the list. Because getting the extra organization would be quite nice for the motorized units. Oh, and Regima is down to 4 units defending now. Okay, that went fast. How's the battle in Osaka? They got 86 units now total, so yeah, they've lost a lot recently. And they will keep on losing a lot for the time being, I reckon. They have not run out of supplies, though, which is a bit unfortunate. We don't know how much supplies they still have, but probably quite a bit. Plus, of course, they do produce some in there locally, so they probably won't run completely out at any point. Alright, and let's go ahead and assign the reinforcement for the Mercenary Corps. And then, of course, the 19th Corps can... Let me just double check. Okay, yeah, it's not a garrison corps, so it can get one of these. And there we are. Go ahead and take these two. And redeploy a little bit closer to the front line, I reckon. And of course, we can make this into another one. And move this probably a little bit closer as well. I mean, oh, right. This 14th Corps is too far away from the 1st Army. Alright. How far are you, actually, then? Oh, you're so... Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and pull you back, like, to... Himeji, really. That might be enough. I'm just going to redeploy you there, because you are a little bit on the slower side, especially in the mountains. I don't think we need to buy rare materials. Wait, no. They would buy rare materials from us. Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's fine. Aluminium neutral? Alright, so we lost a surplus, unfortunately. The single strike tactics advance, that's kind of useful. And I'm guessing the attacks over here, they are very low on strength on most of those units. In Kiryu, like, I'm pretty sure that if we were to attack, we would probably shatter several units again. Problem is that, well, I suppose the problem for the Japanese is that they don't really have the industry to really reinforce everything they lost recently. Oh, and looks like the enemy units in Vajima are going to be surrendering soon. Admittedly, a lot of the stuff is still shattering, but that is going to be several more units that we can then send to the Tokyo front, because I'm pretty sure that the troops around Osaka already are going to be enough to break the remaining defenders in there. Speaking of which, they've actually got some of the somewhat proper fighting units as well. How's the manpower situation there? So they've still got about 250,000 men there, which does mean that they've gone down quite significantly recently. And of course, we've lost a bit of troops there, but we've still got quite a bit overall. Hey, there we go, Victory of Vajima. They do have a rail terminus in there, actually. Naval strike tactic advance, very good. And we've got another garrison. Let's put that under the 25th Corps. And then we're going to get another infantry division soon enough as well. How's the infantry practical? That's maxed out. The militia practical, not as much. We don't really have a massive armor practical, to be fair, either. But that's mostly because of, you know, fuel issues and all that. Actually, one of the things that I might do, I know that it's going to take a while. We've got already petroleum refineries underway there. Maybe in... right, we could get a bit of coal production in here. But no, we'll get petroleum refineries in Shanghai. Then Wuhan is already getting those. What about Xi'an? Yeah, we could get one over there. And then Zhengzhou. Basically, we're just going to go and max out the fuel production as much as possible. We're already building a lot of them in a lot of places, and they're not cheap, mind you. Okay, so this one's another place that we could probably build those in. There's no resource production in here, but we've got a lot of industry in there. And in Mukden, we'll build one. And this one's the... Yeah, we get 96 oil over here produced. That's a decent amount. Can we get... I don't suppose we can get the resource substitution yet. No, we cannot. Okay. Meanwhile, in Osaka, they're down to 83 units total. We'll make that 81. No, it's... yeah, it is 81, actually. There's going to be several more probably disappearing soon enough. Is there any... so my Basha is actually not a river crossing. So what we're going to do is we'll actually start moving some troops down that way. Probably don't need most of these going to the peninsula, so I'm just going to start sending them in here. We'll actually redeploy them in there. And then this one could maybe... Well, I don't know if it's going to really be needed for Osaka. Oh, and that's a bit of a lag spike. Oh. Hirosaki. Okay. UK installed democracy in Spain. Mobile unit command and control, so morale goes up. So Hirosaki is this a bit of a rebellion. Right, well, we've got a unit nearby. We can clear out that fairly quickly, I reckon. And there's another infantry division for the 26th Corps. So I suppose the Allies, yeah, they got 11 out of 15 again. Alright then, well, that's unfortunate. But the battle in Hitachi is still going well in our favour, and the combats in... Oh, right, they're down to 79 units now in Osaka. Still definitely quite a few, but overall we actually got the manpower advantage already by a decent margin. There's almost 50% about over them in this, so that's good. Of course, a decent chunk of that is just the reserve units, really. But yeah, we can set another one in there. So we've got 20 units total in the combat. They've got 78. And there's going to be another one that will either shatter or surrender in due time. Probably, oh yeah, actually, it will surrender. Yeah, that surrendered. There's going to be a few more units that will probably shatter. Single engine armor research advance and artillery unit training advance. Air-based strike tactics advance and naval aviation tactics advance. So, port strikes and naval strike organization penalty is reduced. Pretty decent. Are we ready to advance in here? Probably not yet. We're still doing a lot of ground attacks though, but I suppose once we get the reinforcements in here, then it's probably time to start attacking Kiryu once more. And then I think the Hichachi is still going to be able to hold on. I think we might also have some troops to attack into here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the 3 that are not ready for combat in there and start attacking into Yokohama. These are going to attack in there and these are going to attack in there. So there's a envelopment penalty. Manpower-wise, we got massive advantage, over 20 to 1. Now we can, well, we don't have a full frontage in there, or full, like, combat width in there, but we got pretty close to it. But I do unfortunately see that we are actually out of time with this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.